Biphobia is something I've been noticing more and more rampant by both straight and gay people. When you think of bisexuality, you may think of harmless associations like sweater weather by the neighborhood, cuffed jeans, or an iced Starbucks drink. Unfortunately, some people think of girls kissing for the sake of male attention, ugly cheating and threesomes, and by men who do not even cross their mind. If you're a Twitter warrior, you may even go on a rant about how transphobic and exclusionary bisexuality is. Why do people have such strong opinions on bisexuals? Is it true that all bi girls are cheaters? Do bi men even exist? The term bisexuality has had many meanings over the years, being equivalent to words like intersex in 1859 and androgynous by the 20th century. Bisexual as we know it today was first being used in the 1910s and rose to be more well known when Sigmund Freud used it to describe both androgyny and sexual orientation. Freud once said, "A man's heterosexuality will not put up with any homosexuality, and vice versa." Bisexuality was first printed in text in 1982 when translated versions of Psychopathia Sexualis by Richard Frere von Krafft-Ebing were made. This book documents this term as a form of sexual deviant behavior, while also stating bisexual men only sleep with women due to social pressures but are actually gay. While his studies were proven problematic, his book was used as leading research in homosexuality at the time. Biphobia was always an issue within the queer community, but with the internet we are able to see a lot more of it. There are many forms of biphobia, from trivial Twitter discourse to harmful stereotypes that affect people in real life. This video will be separated into two small sections: bi-erasure and biphobic lesbians. Also, by the end of the video, I will be showing a bunch of bisexuals' own experiences with biphobia. I asked r/bisexual if they had experienced biphobia before, and I will be sharing some of their responses. Bisexual erasure is many things, but at its core is people forgetting bisexuals exist. In real life, people tend to believe bi people only exist to experiment or to be sexualized. Bisexuals often fall victim to unicorn hunting or being asked to make out with someone of the same sex, because what is a bisexual without being inherently sexual? There are people who genuinely only view bisexuals as a fetish, and it's just unfair for people who don't view it as such and just want to exist within their own body without being targeted. Some people don't believe in bisexuality at all. There's a massive wave of people who believe in LGBTQ because bisexuality is fake and selfish, and you need to just pick a side. The word bisexual is often just completely erased from the media. In shows like Orange is the New Black, the lead character is interested in both men and women. Her sexuality is referred to as "are you gay?" when she had a girlfriend, and "not gay anymore" when she had a boyfriend. Not once was the term bisexual used in the show, when clearly the lead was very bisexual. The L Word has a terrible case of biphobia, where Alice was treated terribly until she eventually stopped dating men and came to her senses. Bisexuality is either non-existent, sexual, or just too complicated in the media, and it really doesn't have to be. Bisexuals are often told that they just like men and they're not actually bisexual, because apparently bisexuality isn't even a real thing. Bisexual men are often forgotten about, and if they are remembered, they're told, "You're not bisexual, you're just a gay man." And bisexual women are also often told, "You're just a straight woman." Both sides are told that they like men exclusively, even though they like both genders. For some reason, literally everything goes back to men. Everything is centered around men. You're a bisexual woman? No, you like men. You're a bisexual man? No, you like men. It all comes back to men, and I don't understand why. Bisexual men are always being forgotten. Like I said earlier, they're told, "You're just gay, you just like men." For example, in Heartstopper, Nick is bisexual, but the fan base often forgets this and treats him like a gay man, talks about him like he's a gay man. A bisexual Twitter account posted this meme saying that vampires, cowboys, and pirates have one thing in common, and it's that they're all bisexual. This person quote retweeted it and said, "And none of these are real," which one is wrong even if you take out bisexuality, because pirates and cowboys were absolutely real. But it just goes to show how bisexual erasure is so prevalent on social media. You can pause to read this, but basically this person is saying that bisexuality isn't real and most bisexuals, in quotes, only identify as such so that way they can wave around a pride flag every June and be a part of a secret club. I seriously don't see why somebody would lie about being bisexual when they still have to deal with homophobia and they still have to deal with people from the queer community also hating them. John from Fallout said on TikTok that bisexuals are always in straight relationships and bisexuals are just straight because they're always in straight relationships. I think the problem here is that John from Fallout is forgetting that bisexuals, one, are not always in straight relationships. I have seen a lot of bisexuals in homosexual relationships. And two, bisexuals can like people of the opposite sex. It's called bisexual for a reason. As someone who is primarily on the lesbian gaming community of social media, I do see a lot of biphobia within the lesbian community. This video alone pretty much explains it.
If you had to describe bisexual girls in one word, what would it be?
Greedy. To be honest with you, confused.
I'll go with messy.
Lesbian party, you look across the room, you see the hottest girl in the whole party.
Okay.
You walk up to her and turns out she's bisexual. What's the first thought that pops in your head?
That's so unfortunate because you're really hot.
But this is gonna sound so terrible, but I mean, I
honestly, I probably might go for somebody else.
sorry, no luck. Like, don't stick. I shouldn't stick around just 'cause, I mean, oh my god, this is so terrible, Ariel.
There's a very, very large group of lesbians that genuinely hate bisexual girls, and I'll never understand it, even as somebody who was in a relationship with a bisexual girl that did not go well. I still don't understand it. This girl is just constantly being biphobic on her profile, on other people's profiles, and in her comment sections. I'll show some screenshots of her comments in a second, but I just think it's so crazy to be just so obsessed with hating a certain group of people that barely affects you. I wish I could focus on just that one girl, but I want to show a lot more than just one or two people, so here's some more screenshots of other people being biphobic, specifically lesbians. This girl said, bear or cis bi woman. The video alone wasn't really that funny. I mean, it's a joke, so I'm not going to take it too seriously, but the comments are even worse. She said, yep, bi cis women are some of the most dangerous to lesbians. I think this is such a crazy statement considering homophobic people are out here literally hate criming lesbians. They're literally out here sometimes even murdering lesbians. But yes, bi cis women simply existing is such a huge danger, guys. Watch out for your local bi cis women. Make sure to report them to the police just for simply existing. This creator, who is bisexual by the way, said that she thinks a lot of bi women are just emotionally unintelligent people. And her video was on why lesbians are allowed to hate bisexual women. I feel like that's just such an insane thing to say about your own people. Like, I don't know. I just don't understand why you would say something about your own people like that. This person on Twitter said, as a lesbian, I cannot date a bisexual woman. And then she said, I'm traumatized when it comes to dealing with bisexual women. Most bisexual women don't see themselves marrying a woman, and I do. I think the thing about wanting to get married, wanting to have a serious relationship, that is a completely fair standard to have. But what's so wrong is perpetuating the idea that bisexual women do not meet that standard. Because a lot of bisexual women, in fact, most of them, do want a serious relationship. Bi girls act like we're disposable. No loyalty, queer code, nothing. This is just another case of somebody had one bad experience and then they're pretending like every single experience is going to be like that, when that's not true. Yes, there are some awful bisexual girls out there. Does that mean all bisexuals or even most of them are like that? No, not at all. I asked the subreddit r/bisexual if they've ever experienced biphobia, and I got around 45 replies. So thank you to everybody who responded to me. It was extremely helpful, and I'm going to include some of my favorites. Favorites is kind of the wrong wording, but some that I just think are important to share. This person said that they've been dumped because they were honest with women that they are bisexual. Women more often than guys have bigger problem with it in their experience, and it gives them the ick. This person said neither men or women view you as queer either. Also, please pause to read everything in full if you want to. Just to save time, I'm not going to be reading everything in full. How about partners always assuming / fearing you are going to cheat on them with the opposite sex? Bisexuals are just as capable or incapable of monogamy as everybody else. It's a given at this point, since the first time I came out and one girl started telling everyone that she was scared that I liked her, to last week when some straight guy found out both me and my girlfriend are bi and started asking questions assuming we were willing to a threesome. My homophobic church talked about gays and lesbians a lot, but they never acknowledged bisexuals as a sexuality. They would say that if someone slept with men and women, they would sleep with anything, which includes, but is not limited to, goats. A lesbian made a video about fetishization, and in the comments, a bi woman was talking about how the video was relatable. All of the comments were telling her this wasn't about bisexuals and she didn't belong there, but a straight woman made a comment relating to her, and all the comments under hers were positive. This doesn't come from my post, but I think it's so important to share. I just uninstalled TikTok from my phone because I've seen stuck in a sea of people commenting "good luck, babe" in a cheeky manner to bisexual women with male partners, or people being sparky at hetero-appearing couples going to pride events or Chappell Roan concerts. As a female identifying bisexual who has had girlfriends but ended up with a man as my life partner, I feel like I'm being told from every direction that I don't belong. And then this person who sent me the original post replied and said, "It's so hard as a Chappell fan because the algorithm keeps recommending it to me because of the song, but it's literally just biphobia." I also literally saw some that were just straight up making fun of bi girls and comments that weren't even trying to hide it that said, "I love biphobia" with 50k plus likes. I absolutely adore Chappell Roan, and I'm so happy that we finally have more lesbian pop stars out right now. But I think a very big problem with her rise to fame is that for some reason people are using her music to hate on bisexuals, when Chappell herself loves bisexuals and she loves everyone in the queer community. I have been lucky to not face a lot of biphobia, but most of what I've experienced tends to be bi erasure or people saying bigoted things to me. One of the times it hurt me the most, though, was when there was going to be a protest event thing where queer people would gather and kiss their partner. I wanted to go, and I asked my partner at the time, who was a cishet guy. He didn't understand why I wanted to go because we're not gay. I tried to explain to him since I'm queer, I still want to support it. And since I'm queer, our relationship is still questioned in some sense by bigots. He just said something to the effect of, "That doesn't make any sense," and walked out of the room to keep doing whatever he was doing before. I just want to say a special thanks to everybody who responded to my post on the r/bisexual subreddit. And please go look at that post. I'll link it in the description. Please go look at the comments because there are so many more important stories that I think are so important to read. I really enjoyed making this video. I really enjoyed recording it, putting together the research, but it did take a lot of time. And I'm looking forward to making more videos. So I seriously hope that you enjoyed it if you made it this far. Even if you didn't make it this far, I hope you enjoyed. And yeah, hopefully I'll be putting out some more content soon.